We have two young ladies who will be joining us, and they're going to be telling us about what is going on with the Power Up competition for entrepreneurs. I am so excited, I'm telling you. And the fact that we are organizing for change, it's a beautiful thing. That organization started by the President of the United States. It's going to live on in infamy because it's what was required. And I'm not saying it because I'm a politician or one party or the other. I am a human service practitioner. And whomsoever is serving up what is good for anyone involved in the process, I'm on that team. Because we have had too many losers in the past as far as people stepping up and saying, I want to do this, but you know, there's such a strong power right now with me being we and we being me. We gotta flip the scale. And of course, you know, my new book is coming out finally in March. I'm not going to tell you exactly what date, but we're working with the folks at the publishing company, and we're going to see when we're going to get ready to do the preamble for the launch and all that kind of good stuff. And there's a lot of great stuff coming down the pike in terms of news I'll tell you about later. But as far as elevating entrepreneurs and also what is going on in the public library, we're going to have them join us in about 3 minutes, and they're going to be sharing what transpired with the Power Up competition in Brooklyn at the public library. Now, joining us tonight, will be none other than an interview with Maud Andrews Quintana, who's manager of programs and outreach at the Brooklyn Public Library, and Nidhi Jalan, who received 15 grand, folks, check from the Brooklyn Public Library. And of course, if you look on the website, you'll see the President Linda E. Johnson and Vice President of City Community Development Edward Odom, you know, and of course sharing the pride of the check distribution. But now Nidhi is the owner and founder, okay, and she has a Bachelor of Commerce degree from the University of Calcutta. I'm loving this, India. And a Master's in the Fine Arts from Hunter College, New York City. Now, she has been a cook on the side, and of course, you know, as soon as I heard this, I got kind of hungry, and I was in a meeting. I told folks, listen, I'm hungry. I've got to do this show. We're going to have to put this meeting off until I'm done so we can get back to it. And of course, you know, my publicist wasn't happy. But, you know, we've got to do this. And this is 12 shows, the series, folks. And we're going to tell you a lot more about what we have going on. But in terms of this young lady, she has been a cook on the side for about last 20 years. And unlike most artists who teach and work part-time in various fields to make ends meet and make art and of course and when you can, because you know what happens, things happen, you always have some shifts going on and so on, and also works as a private chef and caters events to make money. She comes from a business family in India with 5 generations of entrepreneurs, and worked under her father, an entrepreneur in Calcutta. One could say that entrepreneurship is in her genes. Now let me take this moment to say to the folks listening in from Calcutta, welcome to Car Voice Radio, the edutainment station on the planet. Somebody is breathing heavy, and I don't know, maybe it's an emotional moment in the studio. But I'm telling you, we're going to make this thing happen. So keep us on the lock. In a minute, we're going to be rejoining you, and we're going to be sharing what's going on with the Power Up competition. So stay tuned and keep us on the lock, and we're going to return to you momentarily. As the president moves towards organizing for change and entrepreneurship and just reorganizing everything so that we can have a win-win situation. And tonight we have a wonderful young lady, actually 2 wonderful young ladies and her husband, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves to you. They're from the Brooklyn Public Library, and they're here. We're talking about the Power Up competition and Show Me the Money. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Hi.
Oh, that was simultaneously. Now, we've got Maud and we've got Nidhi, and your husband's name again is, please?
Kapil.
Kalki.
Kapil, yeah.
Copy, okay. Now, tell us what's going on. I know that we've done this before, but I know that you won $15,000 as a part of the Brooklyn Public Library's Power Up competition. So tell us, take us on the journey. How did you get involved in this? You're a cook, and I'm excited about food, but tell us about the competition. Tell us how you got started and what was the winning scenario for you.
So I started because I'm a big food lover and I love cooking, and I've been cooking for the last 20 years, and I was thinking, what can I do to make money? And it started with cooking classes, but it gradually, the foundation for Indian food is its spices. And so that's how it started, with thinking that if I can get the spices down right, then everybody can cook Indian food.
So is this something that you have a catering business that you're doing?
I don't have a catering business. I'm more like a private chef. I go to people's houses and cook for them and give cooking classes and things like that.
Okay, so number one, you learn and you teach. That's beautiful. And you have the private program with the classes and so on. So tell us, how did that come to fruition?
Tell us about some preparation.
Yeah, how did you get started?
So Nidhi came up with an excellent idea that she turned into a business plan for this competition, but I think she's been working on this idea for many years, and luckily the Power Business Plan competition helped to push it forward. But her business, Masala Mama, is a wonderful concept. She takes the spices, she brings the spices to us in this country, these wonderful Indian spices that she knows so well from her homeland. Mm-hmm. And they're fresh roasted, and she measures them out to make a perfect recipe. And she has a number of different recipes and makes up the packets that are beautifully designed, and she provides the recipe and all the know-how so that you can go home and make these delicious dishes almost as well as she can make them. And it was just such a great concept, and she's moved along so well with this idea that it was the winning plan, the winning idea this year. And Masala Mama is just on the verge of really becoming a wonderful Brooklyn business.
Okay.
That's right.
So what were the components of the plan that made it the uniqueness of the plan? Share some of the specifics with us.
Well, when you're writing a business plan, there are many, many parts to it. But what's really important is to make it very clear to the person who's reading that you understand your business inside and out, that it really is your business, that you're bringing something very special to the table, partly by who you are, but also your experience. And Nidhi clearly did that. And then she understood what she needed to reach her audience. She really developed a full idea of who would buy this, her spices, and how she would reach out to them via a website, and eventually even advertising by hoping to go on television and demonstrate her cooking. And so she had a very complete plan as far as the marketing goes too. And lastly, financials are a very big part of your plan, and she was very good at outlining all the expenses she had to start up and then what it would cost her to keep going. So she really, all the details were in place, and it made it a very realistic business plan. Plus, she just presented it beautifully. She put the icing on top of the cake and made it all really very appealing.
So it was like a pitch summit kind of thing, kind of like the Shark Tank kind of deal?
Kind of, yes. But it really has to, kind of. I mean, she had all the details, but she also had the really good idea, and it was realistic. I think that's what we always tell people. It's got to be something that we know will work. And she was very convincing, and she's at a point in the business where she's just about to take off, which is just what is perfect. The timing is very good.
Yeah, we actually just took off.
You just took off. Congratulations.
Just took off. In a small way, we just took off. I got 3 orders.
Wow.
Excellent.
So
yes.
Is there what's the website for the business?
It's called masalamamaspice.com.
Masala Mama Spice, okay.
Mm-hmm.
MASALA.
MAMA, Masala Mama Spice,
Yeah.
SPICE.com.
Yeah. Now you know I'm West Indian, right?
No, we're not there.
We're not West Indian.
But you are.
We would love to be.
We are half of that.
I'm West Indian, and I hope that my folks in the Caribbean, from the Caribbean Cooking Channel, are listening, because it sounds like this is something that you need to go down to the islands and share your ideas, and we can put it on television and broadcast it throughout the world.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay. So your husband, what role do you play in this vision with your wife, besides being part of the duality that makes the love work?
Well, I just sort of make the coffee to keep her awake while she does the actual work. But no, I just know I'm a sounding board for ideas, and I've been helping her with the business plan, with marketing the business, some ideas about that. Just sort of trying to make sure that she doesn't get overwhelmed, because this process really is a very difficult one, and I know it's just the beginning and it's going to get even more difficult, but it's just important to keep the end in sight. So I was there just to support her more than anything else.
Man, I love this. This is
That's
finally. Okay.
Right.
When did you know that you were an entrepreneur? When did you think of yourself as an entrepreneur? Now, I heard you've had a family for over 20 years, and you
Yes.
from entrepreneurship. When did
Yes.
when did the bug really hit you?
Well, actually I tried one or two things in India, but then I was starting something in India when I moved to the United States. And I was a struggling artist, not making any money. And I had to think of something to do. So while I was doing the cooking, I think about 2 years ago, I decided to take the leap.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my art on the back burner for a little while, just to make sure this takes off, and focus my 100% of my energy in this. And it's been 2 years of experimenting and getting everything down, and now I could launch.
Okay. Now, 2 years. That's a good time frame, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. I mean, I had some art projects that I had to finish. So for a year, I was doing a little bit of both, and then for the last 1 year, focusing entirely on Masala Mama.
Okay. When you were deciding that you were going to go from artist and do the chef thing and the private, how's the private chef piece working out? What are people telling you about being the private chef aspect of your business?
The private chef.
Private chef. It's fine. It pays the bills, so to speak, for now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great sounding board also for my, for my spices, to get the recipes down, for it to go out in the world. So it's working really well.
This has got me really excited. What would you tell any person that wants to participate in the entrepreneurship process? When did you decide that regardless of what happens, you're going to make this a win-win for you?
I think about a year ago,
Uh-huh.
I decided to devote my everything, like all my energies and all our, everything to. I mean, the writing the business plan really helped, because I'm more of a creative person, and it really helped me focus on the business side, which is, as important, if not more important, than the creative side of the business, which is the recipe development and the cooking. And it sort of made things more realistic and possible, and now we have a proper plan.
Okay.
Of course, winning it really helped, because for me, because I can jumpstart the business. It helps me marketing the business and a little. To take it further, faster.
And also, I think from my point of view, what I see is that it gives her a real confidence to know that she can do this, and other people believe in it too.
Mm-hmm.
So, it also gives her credibility when she talks to people, when she talks to retailers, or she talks to, other people about the business. The fact that she participated in this competition and won it, I think really helps her and gives her a lot of credibility.
I mean, I don't blame them for letting her win, because Indian food is good.
Good.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to thank Nidhi for participating in the competition, and ask Nidhi, how did you learn of the competition, the business plan competition at the last?
I heard about it actually 2 years ago. I had a partner. We were trying to do it in New York, and then I think one of the agencies that help you in the powerup, one of them told me about, and they said, in fact, they told me to call you. I don't even know if you remember. They said, call Maud. You have to take part in this. Join it today. Sebastian, her name was. She left.
Yes, Sujata. Yes. Think I know. Yes. Anyway, we work with wonderful organizations to present the business plan. They are non-profits, and they offer services for free that help people go into business. And one of the requirements, sounds like Nidhi had already taken advantage, perhaps, of some of these services, but the participants in the competition must meet with a business counselor for free. And I think that's a tremendous help to engage these services that are there for people, and we really like to promote them to make sure entrepreneurs in Brooklyn know that these services are available and they can really help people strategize about their business. Of course, we want them to use the library too, but we're really grateful to our partners who help us run the competition.
Now, who do they reach out to in order? When does this competition begin again, and who do they reach out to specifically at the library?
The best thing to do, you are an entrepreneur and you're interested in participating in the competition, is go to the website, www.bklynpubliclibrary.org/business. Go to the business section of the Brooklyn Public Library's website, and click on the Power Up tab. There's information about what is required, about the competition, and there is a list of orientations. Most importantly, you must look at the dates for the orientations because you must attend one of them. That's how you learn about the rules and how you learn how to apply to the competition. So February 26th, Tuesday, is our first orientation, and they will run through April 4th. We have at least 8 of them that people can attend, so we hope Brooklyn entrepreneurs who are starting up do this and learn how to participate in the competition so they can potentially win $15,000. And I just also wanted to say, in addition to the dates for the competition, for the orientation, they are at locations at the Brooklyn Public Library. So just check out the website and look at those dates and make a reservation to come, or a registration, I should say, to come to one of the orientations to learn the rules and what to do next. You don't have to have a business plan. We help you learn how to write the business plan with some classes and some help. And there are 9 prizes, so there's a chance that you could win something. Even if you don't win the $15,000, you have a pretty good chance of winning something. We hope.
Yeah.
And even if you don't win, a deadline really helps you write the business plan, which greatly helps you in the business, I think.
We've had many people go into business, scores of individuals, whether they won or not, have gone into business. I hear from people who participated. They haven't always been winners, but there are businesses all over Brooklyn who did participate in the competition, so we're really proud of being able to be part of their success and to feel that we help them get going, learn some of the rules of going into business, gain in knowledge, and just gain in confidence as well. I want to also thank Citi Foundation. Citibank has supported this competition. This is our 10th year, and they have been with us all along, and we couldn't be doing it without the essential support that they give us for this competition. So that's really wonderful.
Now, Maud, if I give her an invitation to Barbados just to come down and be a part of what we're doing with entrepreneurs and kind of show her what's going on, so that the Caribbean has a huge community in Brooklyn, and
yes,
give her the opportunity would the library support that and really work to help her with the distribution, because I'm up on the website and I see Masala Mama, Indian cooking, bulletproof.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at all the products on the bottom, beautifully laid out website, folks. MasalaMamaSpice.com. So what do you think of that idea? Her taking a trip to the Caribbean and participating in one of the shows, if we can work that out.
Maybe Flatbush Avenue is as close as we're going to get to coming to the Caribbean, I'm sorry to say. But the library is very close to the Caribbean neighborhoods, and so we hope that the Caribbean comes to us just a little bit here in Brooklyn. I know we welcome with open arms all of your friends from the Caribbean. Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you so much. What kind of advice would you give to a budding entrepreneur, specifically in terms of your experience with this particular program? What advice would you give them quickly?
Well, you have to have a good idea. You have to have a good product. Make sure your starting point is good. But beyond that, you really have to work hard on making sure the business plan is realistic. You have to know your customer, and you have to know that the financials are all in place. So that's the starting point for a good business plan. And I think that's probably the most important thing for any entrepreneur to do. Anything you want to add to that?
I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of my students run away from the financial plan.
It's not that hard, and you can get help with those financials.
And that's one thing I'm going to urge any of my students in Brooklyn to go and check this out and come back and tell me what you think. I want to thank you all for joining me. Any last minute words?
No, just have a good idea and some determination, and you will get there with a little help, and that's what we're all about.
And some caffeine.
And some caffeine, good idea.
Love it, love it, love it.
And rum after that, some Caribbean rum.
Right, very good idea.
I love it. All right, so thank you guys very much for joining us, and please feel free to come back with updates and tell us what's going on with your business. We'll try to come by and see you and bring a camera and do a little interview with you so that we can put it up on our TV station.
Okay.
And we'll
Sounds
have much more
good.
fun. So, Maud, again, thank you and the team at the Brooklyn
Thank
Public
you.
Library.
Once again, may I give out the website name
Yes.
for individuals in case they missed it? It's
Yes.
the Brooklyn Public Library, BKLYN, publiclibrary.org/business, and you can find PowerUp there.
Okay.
But you can also just look for Brooklyn Public Library, and we can help you navigate the site.
Awesome. And with your permission, we'll link your website to our Elevate Entrepreneur website so that our coaches and educators and entrepreneurs across the world can see you and visit you and have some fun. And hopefully you'll have a good time. So again, thank you for joining us, and please feel free to come back. Carib Voice Radio is your home, and we are fully digital, so all you need is your phone, and you can come on in and tell us, keep us updated on what's going on, share your stories, continue to dream.
Okay. Thanks very much for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
Night, night.
All right, good night.
Okay, good night.
Good night. You listen to Carib Voice Radio. We're coming right back with you momentarily, and of course I'm gonna be doing my ranting and my raving, so you know what's gonna happen. And again, we are going to be talking some serious stuff about protocols. Keep us on the line.
Carib Voice Radio.